Hello,
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Olof?
I'm pretty awesome.
Nice weather, I see.
Yeah, it's pretty great. We had some good days here in Sweden. Summer's already coming.
Yeah, in Portugal is the same. We have like
Yeah.
27 degrees at the moment. So
Oh, nice, nice, nice. We have like today was 19, but I guess that's Swedish summer.
yeah, well, yeah, in Portugal, it's getting a bit too warm anyway. But we know Portugal. It gets really warm
Yeah.
anyway. And speaking of Portugal, you guys played here in November last year. Was kind of a
Yeah, yeah,
noticed show. How was it? It was very sweaty. I was there, so
yeah. It was like you said, it was on a very short notice. We needed a filler show that we already had a festival the same weekend, and since we have to fly two people in to Europe to play shows, we just need to have a few shows to make it like economically feasible. So it was very last minute. We booked it like just I think 3 weeks
yeah,
before the show was announced.
yeah.
Um, so it was spontaneous, and the outcome was also pretty spontaneous. It wasn't as crowded as I would have hoped, and as crowded as it could have been if we had promoted it like normally. But it was a good show. I love playing in Portugal, and the Portuguese fans are something extra.
Yeah. I think the problem was really the short notice. I don't think a lot of
Yeah,
people or some people knew it was happening. I don't know. People, they go online, they go on Twitter, they go on Facebook to give out about everything. But when it comes to shows, I'm like, where are you?
yeah, yeah.
They
But
don't
yeah,
have anything. Yeah, it's it is what it is. And let's talk about nostalgia, the new Enforcer record. What gave you the nostalgia to make this record?
I guess turning 36. No, but I mean, I said this in more interviews, but it like at a certain point of your life, you just go like you just realize that your life is not endless. It gets like a contrast to the feelings that you have as a teenager, where it feels like you're immortal and you're gonna live forever. But sooner or later, you're gonna realize that that's not the case. Your days are numbered.
Yeah, I yeah, I try not. I'm 47, so
Yeah,
I'm starting to think. I probably lived more than I'm going to live. Probably, but it's yeah. I try. Trust me, when you get to like after like 45, you stop thinking about you know stuff like that. It's going to, you're just going to enjoy more. I think that's what I realize now. I enjoy more, the shows, the music, and I'm much more open minded when it comes to music than when I was
yeah.
16 or 17. So,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, big time. I think that's a good thing. I think that growing older is there's only positive things to it, except from a few things, and that is like your physical aging. But if you don't care about that, that's fine. I don't care so much about it, just a little bit. And then, but the most sad part, and which actually this as is the theme in nostalgia, is seeing everything around you like age and die, and that's something that you will never get away from.
yeah. The thing I see for me and the nostalgia I get, I understand what you're saying. For me, it's seeing artists that I admired for a long time disappearing, and
Yeah,
that when it starts to hit harder on you. It's when you see, you know, where is Dio? Who's going to be
yeah,
next deal? Is there going to be a next deal? I don't think so. Black Sabbath, Judas Priest are coming to the end of their career, like it or not. Iron Maiden, they're getting at the end as well.
yeah.
And
Yeah, but at the same time, you can see it like we got we got like a bonus year of like a 20 bonus years of heavy metal. If you look at the 90s, where everything, you really thought that everything stopped there, and then in early 2000s all these bands started to make music that they like they're supposed to do again.
Yeah. And you guys do it well with this record as well. You guys probably still carry that banner of heavy metal, and which is a good thing. How was the songwriting process for Nostalgia?
It was pretty good. I think it's when I think about it, I think about it like as a very happy, like positive, environment. Um, it was Most of the songs were written during 2020, so there was like no touring, no demands, no stress, no nothing, no logistic chaos, no touring, no, all just only the fun things with being a musician. So that calmness led to that, that I felt that I could really do things at my own pace. I could just sit down, and I had no work. Could just sit down and write music. It was like it was very positive, and I all this time away from playing music also could make me focus on what I really wanted to do, and what expectations I could have on the outcome, which made me not having unrealistic expectations on releasing a new album. Just focus on doing the music that I love, and do it and just write the best songs that I possibly could do.
Yeah. Did obviously this pandemic time give you time to focus more on the songwriting aspect of it without, as you said, no pressure from touring, from travel, from work, from nothing? Did that give you the
Yeah,
time to look at the songs and, improve them to what you
yeah,
think
yeah,
it's best?
100%, 100%. And I think that since we also didn't have the chance to meet as a band, would also mean that you would have to like work so much more on the song idea before you took it to the band. I think that's why I focused so much on the vocal lines on this album, to really perfect the vocal lines. Every single syllable, you know, like would be right,
Yeah.
because on the previous albums we didn't care much about that. It was just like we were four of us in the rehearsal place playing the music, and then we recorded the music, and then, oh yeah, how should we do the vocals here, and then you would need to like write the song once again, but with the vocals. This time I've like interacted the vocal lines so much more into the entire music from the beginning, and it has led to much more natural sounding vocal lines, and that the vocals are so much more present in this album compared to any album we've done before, where the vocals have been more like vocals on top of the music.
Yeah. And that comes with age as well, experience and
Experience, yeah. I mean, I've I develop as a songwriter all the time. I think that I write better songs now than I've ever done before.
yeah. Well, if you think you're not evolving anymore, I think you should probably find another thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like development is everything,
Yeah.
you know.
I,
And if
I'm,
you feel that you don't have anything to give, then you should. It's like when you don't have anything to say, don't just shut up. You know,
yeah,
it goes with musicians too. If you don't have anything to, like, any creative output, just don't do anything.
yeah. For me, you know, it, I don't know. It's for me, it's complicated when I see bands touring just on past glory, of old
Yeah,
hits. You know, it's okay. I'm talking about Kiss as, as
yeah,
well, but when I see a band that's actually so great when it comes to live shows, and they have great music as well. You know, just when they stop caring about making music, it's just I don't know. It kind of disappoints me in
Yeah,
that.
I understand that, but if in Kiss case, in Iron Maiden's case, but maybe they're better. But it's not Kiss who decides that. It's the fans who decides that. The fans are so they honestly, Kiss fans don't want to listen to new Kiss stuff. They want to, especially when their older audience just want to listen to Kiss because they want to feel nostalgic about their childhood,
Yeah.
and that's why they go and see Kiss live. They don't want to. They don't want anything new. And I know that Kiss has realized that long ago. I saw even an interview with Gene Simmons when he says that it's absolutely no use for us to do music because we're so rooted in the past, you know.
Yeah.
And they do it, and they do it 100%, and I respect them for doing that. And I think that even we have become there, we have, on album 6 we're at the point already where fans a lot of fans only want to hear stuff from our 3 first albums,
Well,
and I'm totally aware of that because that's how it works.
and if you see those reactions when you play live, then when you play the early songs, people react
Yeah, yeah,
more.
yeah. Even though I think the early songs are like pretty stupid compared to songs that we do now, that is so much better in every way. But I understand that too, because people have been growing up listening to us. They have like memories towards the old songs, and they have like they identify with where they were in their life when they first discovered us. But that's also why I have to like always struggle to find new fans who can like create memories and associations to your present music.
Yeah. Well, the only thing you can do is just do what you like, and
Yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah.
and hope that people will go on that ride as well.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, I think that when we compose a set list, I think it would be suicide to only play new songs because people don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, because we collected so many fans throughout the years who identify with different eras of the band, and there's no album I can make that will be stronger than the work I spent 18 years on building up, like our back catalog, our previous songs, all the work we did, all the touring, all the albums like are so much more, way so much more than any new album that I possibly could do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Kiss too. If we take that reference again, I mean,
Yeah.
their back catalog and their legacy is so incredibly heavy. So whatever they put out now would fall against their entire legacy.
Yeah, I understand the pressure
Yeah,
in
yeah.
making music, but
Because it doesn't matter how good it is. It's not
yeah,
about that. It's just like, because that's not what you're selling. You're selling I mean, and that's what I think now that we're on album 6. I could put out anything because I don't put out music to like, you know, I the the most important thing with releasing an album is to create the hype around the brand again,
yeah,
and people to discover both our new songs but also our old songs. When we release a new song, we see that, you know, the old songs get so much more listened to as well. You can see that live, like you can see that statistics even live.
yeah.
You release a new song and you see Undying Evil go like from just hitting 1 million and other views just because we released a new song and people listen to our old stuff.
But you probably have the access to the data from streaming services. You
Yeah.
you realize that as well. As a band that you know people are really listening to the older stuff as well when it comes to those services.
What? Sorry again.
With the streaming services, you have the data
Yeah.
for that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you have that people listen more to that first early stuff than they listen to new stuff.
I think that the stuff that people are listening to, most stuff, and that really tells a lot about how people listen to music. It's not old or new stuff. People listen to the top song. The top song gets the most plays, whatever you do. And in our case, it's Undying Evil. That is our top song, and you know
Yeah.
that gets. I mean, yeah, that gets more listened than any new stuff that we put out when we put out something new. It gets
Just
all the traffic.
But you think it works? People say it's, streaming services are great to discover newer bands and, other music and stuff like that. Do you believe that, when they listen to, the top song that you have on Dying Evil, and then they go look for other music, or they just skip to whatever comes up next?
I don't know. I mean, you just have to have if if that song, for example, sticks out to someone who's never heard us before and they get surprised, then it's a good thing. But if it just like, but it all depends on what the listener has, like what preferences the listener have, and what makes that what stands out for the listener. But of course, the goal is to do music that stands out. So every time it comes out, you should be like, "Wow, what is this?"
Yeah. And, with this release, you guys had the nostalgia room, so to say, like that experience where you go through the room and discover the posters, t-shirts, and if you click, you see old videos,
Mm.
everything from the 80s. The Nintendo is there as well. And there's quite some cool Easter eggs there, so to say, if people want to
Yeah,
go on that experience. What was the idea, behind that? How did you guys came up with it?
I honestly that idea came from our PR agents. So, but it's a cool theme to just like since the album is called Nostalgia, to really like make like to really like push that emotion, you know, and also connect the music to something that feels secure with yourself.
Yeah, I was going through that, and there was the Ear and Aid video there, the interviews with Motley Crue, Poison, and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's been a great ride from back in the day. It brought me a lot of memories going through the room, and seeing those old documentary videos, because I don't think I have seen them in a long, long time.
No, no, me neither. I think yeah, but it's a cool idea. It's a cool. It's like cool to have a spot where like an interactive platform where you can collect all these things that we have with the promotional campaign, I think.
Yeah. No, I think it was a great idea. For me, going through all those videos and stuff, it was great. And you had a Nintendo DS there, Donkey Kong, Street Fighter. Do you still have that Nintendo there?
Oh yeah, I have it.
You still play a lot?
Nah, once in a while. I like when we were on tour now in South America, I finished Mega Man 2 for the first time in my life, but I played it on my computer.
Yeah. I don't think I ever played that one. I
It's great, and the music is probably the most like heavy metal, like the most heavy metal game music in the history of video games.
for me, that 8-bit sound from those games,
Yeah.
it's such great memories. I had
Oh
that.
yeah, man. Listen to the soundtrack of Mega Man 2. It's like every song sounds like Iron Maiden. Not kidding you. It sounds like early Iron Maiden with all like duo like harmony guitars and like baroque harmonies and stuff like that. It's incredible.
And for you, when you go on tour, obviously you probably guys don't have like much spare time, but normally when you have some free time, what you guys try to do to keep yourselves sane, not going crazy?
Now we have a lot of spare time. We come to a point where we try always to travel in good like like in a good way. So we try to keep it. We try to get days off. We try to get you know things running so we could feel good about being out and play. I really want to. If I mean I see it like you know we need the comfort in order survive for another 20 years. I think if it needs to be associated with something fun, you know. Otherwise, we're probably done in a few years. And I always had that, you know,
Yeah.
that thing. But so what do? We eat, we go swim if we can, we see sights, we party, and we party with our with the band and the crew, and we party with people. Like, and we hang out with fans, we hang out with friends, we just like eat food. Did I say eat food?
Yeah.
Yeah, just having a great time, and that's, you know, yeah.
Yeah. And with this album, obviously there's a tour. What are the plans so far for you guys?
The plans right now is to the plans right now is to do a summer festival tour. Um, and then we'll see. We have like 13, 14 festivals coming up this summer where we are going to focus on promoting the album. And that would be the first thing to do, I guess.
Yeah. And then European tour, North American tour.
Yeah, if we can find a good way of making that happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. And you were talking about music, obviously, and you're talking about this being the sixth record and people being more attached to the first records. But for you, it's still important to make music. We were talking about Kiss not having that need. You start to realize that people are more attached to those first few records. But for you, it's still important to make new music. Put it
Yeah,
out.
I mean, for me on a personal level, I write music all the time. I I think about music all the time. It's something. It's a constant process that I have within my head, so I can't really help it. But but from a band perspective, yeah, I guess it's important to keep on like being relevant, and that's how you know. What I mean, if if we wouldn't release this album, we wouldn't get the chance to play all these festivals that we play this summer, for example. You know.
Yeah.
So it's also like it's because you want to like hype the brand also, but it's a lot of reasons. I mean, and personal reasons, and it's also fun. It's really fun to see people's reactions, and because every time you're just trying to do your best so that so that you could floor people with your songs.
It's does it still surprise you when people get in your face screaming and singing the songs?
Um, yeah, both yes and no, but yeah, but we've been doing that for such a long time. But like it's still when you think about it, and that people like on the other side of the planet can be so extremely attached to your music without having a relationship to us on a personal level. That's a pretty cool feeling, I think. That's when you tell yourself that, oh, this is pretty cool after all.
What is is there any, when it comes to a band fans relationship, is there a no when it comes to is there like a boundary? I mean, let's say, fans like to go on stage and then stage dive and stuff like that. Um, is there any boundaries for you, as an artist, when it comes to having a relationship with fans that
I
you
think that we
don't?
always been a band who has a strong relationship to the fans. We always hung out with people and hang out with fans, and go to bars with fans, and hang out and just having a relationship with the fans. I think that's really important. But they should also know that there are boundaries. I mean, on how close you could get, and if you can steal time for other people. And yeah, you can stage dive, but don't stay on stage, because that's just gonna look silly, you know?
Yeah, I've seen some people doing that. It's just, sometimes it can get a bit too much. Anyway, Olaf,
Yeah.
Nostalgia. It's a great record from Enforcer. I gotta be honest. I love you guys. You guys keep
Thanks,
making
man.
great music. I think, and I hope you don't lose any of that passion of making music. I think it's important, even if you have like a rich catalog of music. I still think it's important to challenge yourself.
Yeah,
Challenge
that's
the fans
eventually
as well.
how you can do it. Yeah.
I think that's very important. And we talked about Maiden, and I think, Maiden still make great records. I know a lot of people prefer until probably Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, and everything after that sucks. But, I'm a huge fan of Maiden, and I still think, even saying Jutsu, I think it's a great record. And
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
important they make music.
I think it's great that they still challenge themselves. But just for my personal taste of music, I would really prefer if they cut stuff down. Senjutsu could be a great album if they just didn't like play the same riff for 6 minutes straight. They could just like, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
could just like start making songs instead of making like being too ambitious about what they want to do. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
It's,
they don't have the songs like "Die with Your Boots On"
yeah.
anymore, which is like a 3 minute just banger, a rock banger. I would like to see more of that stuff from Iron Maiden for
Yeah.
me to relate to it. I think.
Are you going to try and see the Future Past tour from them?
No, I no, I think I've seen Iron Maiden so many times. It's yeah. Well, we share stage on Hellfest, so I'm gonna like definitely see that show at least.
Yeah, very good. All right, Olaf, thank you very much for your time. All the best for nostalgia. Hope to see you guys back in Portugal soon, and you know, more than 2 weeks in advance to play a show, please.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be there.
absolutely.
I'll be there anyway. So even if it's just a week short notice.
Thanks, buddy. It's been a pleasure.
All right. I hope to see you guys soon. All right. Thank you very much.
See you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.